What's up, guys? Welcome to Nash Push Podcast, episode number 6. This is your host, Alwin.
Nash here as well.
And my man Nash. Guys, today we are welcoming the new wellness IFBB Pro, Berdina. Berdina, welcome, man.
Hello. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me tonight.
And Berdina, thank you so much for coming in and talking. Coming in to talk to us tonight.
No
and,
problem.
I was gonna ask you something. How do you feel after winning your pro card this past weekend? Like, are you still absorbing that energy, or are you just
I am.
still trying to come into a sense and be like?
I am. It's a big thing. It's really, really huge, and it was a really big deal for me.
Nice.
It was something I have been working on for years. I'd probably say since I was 16 years old when I actually went into my first show. I was really young.
Fantastic.
I didn't know much about it. So winning this pro card, I don't know if you saw me at the show. I was actually quite emotional.
Oh yeah, I did. I saw you at the show
on stage. I still think I still
fantastic.
Feel very emotional when I think about it. It was kind of just a sense of relief, and everything I worked for finally kind of paid off. And not like I'm done, but it was just kind of like I actually did it. Like, I've done like show after show after show, and this time I actually got it. So it's been maybe like a week now, maybe nearly a week, right?
Yeah, nearly.
I'm still processing it. It still hasn't got to me yet. I mean, I'm still really thankful for everyone supporting me for the show and everyone that came to the show to watch me, but I'm still processing it. I'm still am I really a pro, and what do I do? I'm actually still going to the gym as well to kind of maintain everything, but yeah, I'm still very overwhelmed with the support and obviously becoming a pro.
That's awesome. Have you seen maybe with your social media, have you seen a bit of a jump or a spike in maybe your following and the what do you call it, the interaction side as well?
Interaction, yeah.
Yep, I actually did. I think it started when I stepped on stage. A lot of people were tagging me in stories. They came to the show and watched me. Again, I'm very thankful for those that actually showed up and were cheering for me. A lot of followers from it. It made me a little bit anxious because I was like, oh my god, I feel like now I actually have to do something or keep up with the gym life. And because before that I just post a bit of everything of my life.
Awesome.
And now I feel like I have to maybe do a bit more gym, or I'm actually not too sure. Maybe I should ask everyone on Instagram what they would like to see. But yeah, nice. I did see a jump of interactions, a lot of likes on my post. Yeah, I did.
That's awesome. I must say, we came to the show on Saturday, and I think the first category was women's physique or women's wellness.
Figure.
And sorry, I'm still, I'm actually still trying to get the women's categories, and I've been competing for so long.
I mean, I'm not too sure if there's women's physique.
It's that
would be big upper body, kind of I'm not sure. The girls that live in Auckland are pretty good with their legs.
And now you got this new wellness category, obviously, which Berdina became the first wellness pro. Are you the first New Zealand wellness pro?
Yes.
Yeah, that's also
so
a special thing. You are the first New Zealand wellness pro.
That is historic.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So you are literally paving the way for the other generations to come. How does that feel?
It's kind of now I've set a standard, kind of I don't
100%.
know.
100%.
I mean, I don't want people to be
I
have to be like her, but now I've set what wellness kind of looks like, if that makes sense, and what they should be kind of looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did come to the show, and it was wellness. You had women's physique, and then we had wellness coming in, and. The girls
I was 41, number 41.
You were number 41, and I think who's the other chick who competed? She looked really good as well. What's her name? That's right. I
mean, they all looked really good.
They all looked amazing.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Louise was in the middle quite a few times.
Louise came in, and I'm like, oh wow, she actually looks really good.
She did look amazing.
She looked really good. And then Berdina came out. I was like, that's it.
No.
This is it.
That's not what I was thinking. That's not.
That's not what you're not thinking because you're obviously competing, right? That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
In my opinion, this is what I say. Berdina walked out. I was like, lights out, game over, give her the podcast, done.
No, you're being too kind. You're being too kind.
No, 100%. I'm really honest. Like, not even kidding. Like, you looked next level. Like, it was next level. Like, it was just like your condition was perfect. Like, your symmetry, you just had everything. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like, you just had everything. Sorry, everything. So when you came out and your posing was on point, and sorry, who's your coach again?
Marjon.
Shout out to Marjon, man.
Belardo.
So good.
He's such a nice guy. You know what? I've actually talked to Marjon, and I know quite a few of his athletes, Jesse and them,
Same.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marjon. Marjon, seriously, well done. You guys are a great team, and well done on that one. You guys really deserve it, and you looked on point. As I said this plenty of times, and sometimes, I get called out for this as well, but I don't care. Like when you win a show, like when you gave 100% you have for the prep and you deserve to win it, you've done the job. But if you go to a show and you win, but you still think you didn't give 100%, you don't feel like it's an actual win. Do
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah,
Why? Sorry.
So what was it?
I was going to ask why you get called out on it, because that's pretty straight up.
Oh, people get sensitive,
Okay. Oh, they need to just suck it up. Anyways.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just what it is, because I know, I know a few athletes who, when they go on stage and when they work their butts off 100 weeks. I mean, let's be honest, bodybuilding is an opinionative sport, right?
Yes.
Whoever judges like that day is what they like.
Yep.
And even if you worked your 100% off, you will sometimes you don't win. I mean, but I think you've been in that situation a lot of times.
Yeah.
But you're super happy because you gave 100%. Do you know what I mean? So
this prep was definitely probably one of the hardest preps, hands down. This one, because I with my last show, obviously doing bikini and getting 4th place, I was very maybe bodybuilding isn't for me. Maybe I'm just not the right fit for bodybuilding anymore. And then I got feedback from the judges and whatnot, and they said I'm just not the right fit for this category. So I said, fair enough. Well, I'll try for another one. And then I had probably the weekend off of just having a burger and things like that. And after just having a prep, I went straight into another one. So I think this one was definitely the most hardest. It felt like it was going on forever, only because I just finished another prep. 2 completely different preps as well. 2 different categories. There was so much work that had to go into the wellness category. Obviously with bikini, it's a lot more of an hourglass shape, not being too big in the legs and whatnot, which was what I was in bikini, but wellness was a little bit more bigger. So I guess I was borderline bikini, borderline wellness, but 2 completely different preps and 2 completely different types of trainings.
What was going through your mind when they told you that? Because sometimes they can be demoralizing to people, and that can actually put a lot of people off. But that was actually a motivating factor for you. What was going through your mind at that time, and how did you use that to even drive you further?
I actually, when I got 4th place, I went out and I got my medal. My face was dropped because I felt like I did actually work pretty hard for this show. I walked off to the side, completely bawling my eyes. Wow. And I was really upset. But then I was also very curious as to what they were looking for. Yeah. So I wanted to see who was actually going to get the pro card, and what physique they were looking for bikini. And it completely was different from what my physique was. And then I got the feedback and it said, look, try for wellness. Try and see if you can do this one. And then I had to think about it for a night over a weekend. to say, like, I just finished this prep. It was so taxing, like so tired, like I'm just so exhausted. And then I said, this little person inside was like, do it, just do it. Wow. You're gonna do way better, and I'm sure like I'll do way better. I'll come in a lot more stronger. I'll train even harder, which I gave the trainings like 110% every single day. I think I trained even to a point where I was getting so fatigued, and I would push myself, and then my coach Martin was like, stop doing that. And I said, I can't. I have to keep doing it. I have to get better. He's like, stop. I want you to take these rest days. I want you to not train these days. And it was such like a mental thing for me. I think it mentally got to me, wanting to be better. And I guess trying to like prove to people that I can actually be better in a way. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you certainly did that this Saturday, 100%. Good. You know, I mean, sorry, last Saturday. Also, I was going to ask you as well. Sorry, Berdina, before that, tell us where you're from and, how old you are and all that. Let the people know that as well.
So I'm Dutch and Kiwi.
Nice.
You were born here?
Yep. So my mother is also from the Cook Islands. So she was born in New Zealand. So I'm a half caste. I'm 25 years old. Awesome. I have a twin brother as well.
Oh wow!
Is it? Would it be the? I don't know if it counts, if it's the same with twin brother and sister, but are you guys like identical or fraternal?
Yeah. Identical.
Nice.
We're very close.
Nice. That's so good.
Nice. I think awesome. With me and my brother as well. I think I don't know if it's true with all twins, but you can kind of sense when someone when the other twin is upset.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. Is it true?
Like, it's true. Like I can tell when my brother's upset. He knows when I'm not upset. He came to the show. I'll tell you a funny story. He came to the show. There wasn't any door sales, and they had a green band, I think, for the show. He drove to the nearest warehouse and he went to go buy some green bands so he could come and watch me, and for that day.
That's crazy. That's so awesome.
Yeah, really awesome. And then he said, he like read my mind. He's like, if my sister does not get it today, she's going to quit. Like she's going to completely quit bodybuilding. And that was actually what my head
Did you actually?
Was.
Wow. Like wow. Were you actually going to quit if you didn't get it this time?
Yeah.
Was that your like final say and done?
Yeah, it was. I mean, unless I was to take a good off season and then come back even stronger. But it's like this honestly, this prep was just like I like just so I can't even explain like how mentally tired I was, and just
zombie.
It's 80% mental strength. Like I think in the last like 2 weeks, I think I was like nearly going crazy. Like
this is what everyone needs to understand, especially females, you know what I mean?
Also, like, it's not just that, but it's such like a lonely sport, even though
100%. Yes, 100%. No, when I say especially females, because as I said, Nash, remember like me, myself, I get clients, like especially girls coming in, they want to do a bikini show, they want to do this. I'm like, guys, it's all in the mind, you don't have that stuff in the mind, you're not going to get it. Like as Berdina said, it was literally like 2 weeks out. I'm pretty sure, Berdina, it was your mind that was pushing you, right? It was all in the mind. Like there's a part of a prep where physically, man, you're done. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it's all about the mindset.
There were times I think I was like 2 weeks. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But that was just because like I already got to a stage where I was already lean, and then I had to get even leaner, and my body was fighting me and was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? And my body was fighting the diet, but I had to keep pushing myself to do it. It's just like you have to be so mentally strong to do this prep.
Yeah. Straight up.
And I guess because my father, he's Dutch. He's a New Zealand powerlifter.
Wow,
so
awesome.
He's a New Zealand champ. Yeah. So he also is at the gym quite a bit as well. And he was also really supportive and just kept my head clear and was like, you got this.
That is awesome.
So that was the kind of mindset I had from him as well, which was really good. He was really supportive. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So with you talked a little bit about your family background. With the sports background, do you want to talk about what that looked like from your end within school, transitioning into now where you're now competing?
Yeah. So intermediate, it was quite standard. It was PE classes. Everyone had to do it. It was compulsory and whatnot. I got into high school. And I was quite sporty. I played hockey at Lloyd Elsmore in East Auckland, and that was for a club. My parents got me into hockey. So me and my brother played summer sports. We played hockey all year. I got to college and I wanted to continue my hockey.
Nice.
So I did the hockey team and I actually got in the first 11, which was really exciting. I got to hang out with all the seniors, which I thought was really cool.
Wow.
We did a lot of tournaments and things like that. And then I also did football in high school. So I was always quite sporty. And then my father, he was at the gym. He said, why don't you just try and join the gym? I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't even know what anything is. But he really knew all the ropes and how to do things. So I kind of just followed him.
Nice.
And then I would go to the gym and I was always about keeping fit. And yeah, I got into the gym and I started training at Lloyd Elsmore. It was my first ever gym. And I was still in high school.
Wow.
On my lunch breaks, we'd have about 45 minutes. I'd walk over to the gym and I'd do my training and I'll go back for my last class, which is period 5. And then after that, I'd go back to the gym in the afternoon and do more training. So I was really quite into fitness, but I think it also came from a bit of insecurities in high school.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys were kind of in the year, but I think I went through a phase where girls that had like a thigh gap was really attractive at some stage of my life. Like being really thin was really good, so I was like doing countless amount of cardio. I wasn't actually eating very much.
Wow,
that's crazy. How long ago was this? Like what year was this, Berdina? Was it 2014?
Does it sound like 2013, 2014, 2012?
Yeah, like I'd say about 2012, 2013.
2012.
Yeah.
Is that when you got into training, eh?
Yes, when I got into lifting weights.
That's like just like me as well, because obviously like I was training at the grammar gym for a long time, like in 2011, 2012, as you said, because of confidence and stuff, because I didn't want to go to a proper gym and train because I knew there's gonna be this big guy, and I don't want to be this skinny guy. I hated it, man. I was like, no way.
I know how you feel.
So, like it literally took me like 2 years to go to a proper gym after I actually finished school back in 2012.
Yeah.
So I exactly know what you mean about insecurities and like that, that confidence level. Talk to us about the prep as well. Like, like obviously, so you finished you competed in Auckland Champs in May. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then straight away you got into prep again for this show. So you and, your coach, obviously we were like, we're going to do the show. So you made a decision, you're going to do it. So talk to us about the prep and like talk to us about the training, the calories, the food, like tell us everything,
So first of all, my coach Marjan, he's really different from other coaches. He is really about mental health and physical well-being.
That is awesome.
That's what you need.
If he sees me, he understands I'm really busy, I'm studying, working at the time and looking after my daughter and things. He said, B, if this is not for you, don't do it. Don't do the show. You need to think about your mental health and your physical health. You've got so much going on for you right now. You don't need to do the show. But me being stubborn, I was like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. He would always call me like nearly every day, most days he would call me and just be like, how are you? How are you feeling?
Wow. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Do I need to change anything in your diet? Are you sleeping? Like he would, honestly, there's some coaches where you do like a weekly check-in or
100%,
you're sending a photo, but he was really like on my phone, and he was always about mental health and making sure that I was okay and I wasn't draining myself, or I wasn't like, overtired. He would, that's when I would say earlier that he would tell me, you need a rest tomorrow, rest the day after. I don't care how many days you have rest, you have that rest. And I assure you, when you come back to your training days, you'll train even more better. So I was quite stubborn, but he had to tell me to take the rest. He said, I don't want to see you do this. I don't want to see you do this. I don't want you at the gym at all. I don't even want you to do cardio. I just want you to sit at home and rest.
So, wow. Amazing. Sorry. I was going to ask as well, with you're saying you had quite naturally a strong personality, stubborn personality. How did you take that, like, from a mental perspective? Like, I don't know. I know it's your coach and you're paying him for you to get the greatest results and for you to get the pro card. How did you take that mentally? Did you go, oh no, screw you? Or did you go, actually, yes, all good?
I'm really stubborn, but he knows that. And he would tell me to take a rest, but because it's such a mental thing, I think that if I take a rest, I'm not making progress.
Yeah.
Every time I'd have a rest or I won't do cardio, I would feel like I had to train harder in the next session, or I was backtracking.
It's actually the other way around. Do you know what I mean?
I know. He says you could rest and you'll feel even more better. Your training will be better. Even on your rest, he told me, even on your rest days, your body is working.
Yeah.
But we've all been in that situation. Trust me, I am the same. Literally, like, when I did my first show back in 2017, I trained for 41 days without a rest.
I still remember that. That was crazy.
I told you.
Dude, where were you? Why did you not tell him to have rest?
I did tell him. I told him all the time, but Alwin didn't listen.
What?
No, everyone. No. Back then, Leslie and I weren't together.
Yeah, but I was going to ask, did Leslie tell? I know you guys were friends. I think all of City Fitness knew you were friends. But,
all of City Fitness. Yeah.
But did they tell you to did she tell you to chill out? Because that's what we were thinking.
It's almost as though like we should have had a lockdown in that 41 days, so you actually got some rest.
I know, because she was prepping for Waikato's that year as well, and then I was prepping for nationals because I just did the Prime 2017, and I was like, I'm just gonna go as hard as I can, and trust me, that actually backfired me.
Yeah, you get to a standstill, I think.
Yeah. So I know exactly what you mean. Body. Yeah, I know exactly what. Literally, like I could have, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I look good, but like I could have been more fuller, more harder. Do you know what I mean? But I literally trained 41 days. I even counted.
It's actually like so bad.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like you just feel like you gotta just keep going. You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
That's it. Dude, like literally, that's the competitive mindset. You know, that's why you need a coach to tell. Please don't.
Accountability.
Accountability. Yeah.
In saying that, Berdina, what advice can you give to people listening just around the importance of rest and the importance of ensuring that, the days off that you've got from training are actually as vital as the days that you've got inside the gym?
Mm-hmm. So I do agree that rest days are very important, not only just for your body, but for your mind. Just to rest your mind and everything, because you get into the gym, you're thinking about your workouts, your exercise, like your post, pre-meals and things like that. Sometimes it's good to just have a rest day, get a massage. I think I got to a point where I was getting a massage once a week, even twice a week, because I needed it. And because my mind was always continuing, like always racing. I mean, I could be at home, but I wouldn't feel relaxed. I always feel like I needed to do something, whether it be cooking my meals, thinking about dinner, or like something like I would always just be thinking about the gym or having to do something. So I forced myself to actually take rest and book myself to get a massage. And that would feel like, I can't do anything. I basically just have to sit there and relax, and I'd feel a lot more better. But yeah, rest days are very, very important. You would know. I mean, if you listen to your body, listen to your mental health. If you're saying, I can't do it, I can't train tomorrow, don't do it. You'll actually benefit a lot more from your rest days, or as much as your training days, but you'll just come to the gym like ready to just smash the next workout. rather than going in the next day, just having a gym session the night before, and you're like half there, half fatigued, like exhausted. Like there's no point, because you can't even train that body part again until the few following days later. But then it just carries on into the cycle of being fatigued and being tired. So having a rest day and listening to your coach when he says have a rest day is really, really important. Wow. I'd say even like twice a week, 3 if you need it. It's 100%. Really important.
Nice. That is great advice. That's awesome.
When I got into the new category of wellness, I was training legs every second day, because I had to go from bikini to wellness, and in my head was like bigger legs, bigger glutes. I was like, I don't even have that much time. I didn't have a time to like have an off season to kind of build more muscle. So I had to train to bring back muscle I already had but lost from bikini. But it got to the point where I was like very, very, very tired and fatigued. And that's when I said to my coach, I was like, okay, I've kind of been training legs to why every second day. He's like, what are you doing? And he's like, stop doing that. You need to stop. I said, okay. I just feel as though I'm behind, like in everything. I'm behind in my prep. I'm behind in like growing. I feel like I have to train my legs continuously, smash them. And he's like, no, you need to have rest days. And that's when I started to take these rest days, and my prep went a lot more smoothly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's actually get back to the show, because I really want to ask you this question, right? You know, when you came out, and I think it was, you know, you guys were getting compared and all that. And a little before you went backstage, you were crying up on stage. Did you know that you won?
Is this when they did the call outs for the winners?
Yeah, because I saw you crying, and I was like, she knows she won the show.
Well, I was very emotional, because it was just very, I felt it was very close. And I think being me, I went into the last show thinking that I was like going to have a good placing, and I had high expectations. This show, I didn't actually go in with high expectations. I kind of went in like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just going to play it out and see how it is. And when I was the last person on the stage, I couldn't help but start like crying. I was like,
yeah.
I worked so hard for this day. 100%. Like, I was really hard, like even posing and everything. Like, I had to learn a full new routine, but I was really like wasn't being able to pose every day. But that's when I go into flexibility, like my life and prep. Like, I had to prioritize family. I had to put my daughter first. I didn't have time to have hours in the mirror and do my posing. The only posing chance I had was when I was actually going with my posing coach Rhiannon, and that would be an hour on a Saturday. During the week, I didn't have any time. I was studying, I was working, I didn't have time. So I felt, I don't know, it was very hard.
That's awesome.
When that moment came, I was very like, wow, I can't believe, like,
because you were center stage the whole time, right? Like, you were like in the middle.
I think when we were walking to the middle of the stage, I actually walked to the side. I didn't go to the middle. Wow. Because I had this doubt that maybe it's not me, and I didn't want to have my hopes up. So I actually walked a bit more to the side of the girls until that's when the judges swapped me over to the middle. That's when I felt a bit more better. Realizing that, actually, maybe I've got a chance at looking at my physique. It's pretty cool.
Sorry, Nash. You weren't at the show, but I was at the show, so that's why I'm asking these questions.
Good questions. No, that's fine. That's fine. I saw a whole bunch of Instagram stories around the show. It's fine. It's good.
It was a massive show. The whole arena was packed out. So shout out to the Federation as well.
It definitely was. I think I also got. I think, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't actually invite my friends to the show.
Wow. Okay. What was that to do with? Maybe the confidence factor, or was there something else? Just keen to get it.
I think I didn't invite them, and I invited them to my last show, but this time I actually didn't, because I didn't want to disappoint them if I didn't get it I don't know. My friends would never be like that way, like disappointed or anything. But I kind of feel like I have to, like, I feel pressure when everyone's kind of watching me, kind of thing. I feel like if there's no one there, I don't know anyone. I can kind of just go on and do my thing, and I can tell them how it was later. So I actually didn't invite them. But to be completely honest, the one thing that did put me off walking on stage the first time was, all the other girls had a lot of support. And I think when they were calling out, and the audience was calling out other names, I felt a bit not down, but I don't know how to explain it.
I know exactly. Yeah,
put off. I got put off.
Yeah.
So when I walked on stage, I was very, very nervous.
Wow.
When was your first show? When did you do your first show?
When was my first show?
Yeah.
So I had my daughter in 2017. And then a year later, I started prepping for my first show.
Okay. So you competed, your first show is 2018?
Yeah. And I actually that one was really well. It was Auckland Champs again. It went really well in that one. I actually took the junior, the novice, the overall, and that bikini class.
Your very first show. You won the overall champ.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. Like, it was a really nice feeling to have in that one.
That's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah. I was gonna ask you this as well. How does your, you talked about your dad supporting and all that at the start. How does he feel now? Like his daughter has become this pro in this federation, and have you talked to him about it and stuff like that? Like, he should be super happy.
Yeah,
definitely very happy. He came to the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, were your parents there, your mom and dad?
Yep. So normally, like, I'm comfortable with my family. Like, I'm their daughter. Like, whatever happens. They're proud of me.
That's awesome.
Whatever I place. I mean, I think it's more of like, I'm actually just doing this because they know how hard it is for me to do it, and they're happy for me to actually just be on stage. So after the show, my dad was super happy. I mean, he didn't want to bombard me too much, but he was there. He wanted to take photos with me. He actually did a post on his Facebook page, and my friends saw it.
Amazing.
He was a very, very proud father. So all my family in Europe know. They're very happy for me. So yeah, I think both my parents were very stoked. I think my dad can't even stop talking about it. I think his friends from work were even at the show, and he was like, "That's my daughter up there."
That's cool.
That's a proud father. Trust me. 100%. 100%. I mean, heads off to you. Seriously.
Did you ever? So like with just going back to, Alwin asked a lot about the show, which was great, and it's also like there's also I guess I'm just thinking as well around a lot of the people that don't necessarily know about bodybuilding, and Katie and Anthony have mentioned this. Alwin and myself have actually mentioned this in previous episodes, just around the importance of actually like having that level and a great level of confidence stepping foot into the gym. And there's a lot of people. Last week I was actually presenting at an international students event at Auckland at AUT, just around how sometimes it can be a frightening experience going into the gym for the very first time or the first few times. I still remember my first time was scary, and I remember seeing this guy who's actually, he still competes to this day. But I remember seeing him and going, damn, I'm never gonna I'm not gonna look like that ever. And I still don't. But like, but like, that's scary seeing that first time and stuff. And I know a lot of people have that fear, and that's actually something that puts a lot of people off from the gym.
Exactly.
What's your advice? What's your perspective? And even just pointers for people listening that are thinking about stepping foot into the gym, thinking about getting on this, even maybe in the back of their mind, thinking, man, if I actually do really well, I might jump on stage one day. What's your advice?
I think it's a mental thing first. Like, you're going to go into the gym, You're going to see some people, you're going to see some really fit people, you're going to be put off. But I think it's really important when you go into the gym, it's the gym for you, and you get a nice walk around of the gym. You obviously the receptionist or personal trainer that shows you around. Hopefully for women, there's a women's section.
Yep.
And hopefully the women's can actually use the women's section there. But I always would recommend that the person that they get a personal trainer. First, so they know what they're doing. There's some people that go into the gym, obviously they're really scared, they don't know how to use things. I would always recommend getting a personal trainer, just to show the ropes, know your technique, so you're not doing things and you're often looking around saying, am I doing this exercise right? I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, and find a personal trainer you feel best comfortable with. I mean, you would get that when you do your pre-screen and everything at the start, but someone that you can talk to about how you feel. You don't feel that confident, you don't feel comfortable doing this certain exercise. It's the personal trainer's job to try find an exercise that still works that same muscle, but just something different for you.
Yeah.
So I would always recommend getting just a personal trainer to take you through the gym and show you around. But other than that, I mean, if you've got friends as well, I know City Fitness, you can take a friend with you, take a friend that can show you around, make you feel a bit more comfortable. But yeah.
Is that where you train, City Fitness?
City Fitness.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nash, you train there as well?
Yeah.
I remember my first time walking to the gym, I would always just go to the treadmill. And I'd just be at the treadmill.
Yeah.
I'd always I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And then I really wanted to have a goal of you have to set a goal. Why am I at the gym? What do I want to achieve? And then I had a female personal trainer start, and then she brought up an exercise, and she actually walked with me to all the exercises and showed me how to do them. And then I'd see her every few weeks until I actually knew what I was doing. And then I did everything myself after that. But I think it's really important to get a personal trainer at the start just to show you things around.
That's great.
100%.
It's a great
City Fitness is a great gym, but man, it's packed.
Not Newmarket.
Oh, I used to train at Newmarket.
That's where we first met.
That's where we first met, me and Nash.
It is so busy there, like ridiculously so busy.
Yeah,
literally, like
really
I would
1,000
like
people.
I went there, bro. I'm like, I can't train here. This is like crazy.
It's $7 though for a membership. So like,
I know.
You know,
I know. So it's like crazy. Like when I train, because I train at NZ Muscle, and it's so quiet. Do you know what I mean?
That's a cool gym.
Have you been there before?
I've seen it. Is it in the city or?
No, it's in the shore.
Oh, the North Shore.
That's a Constellation Drive.
Yeah, North Shore.
Oh, I have seen it in lots of people's stories.
Yeah. Let's get back to the prep. I actually want to ask you, a few questions about this prep as well. That's actually one of the main things I want to ask. Talk about, your start of the prep, how your training was first of all, how long was the prep? 20 weeks? 16?
First one would have been, I'm generally quite healthy all year round.
Yeah. So, no, I'm asking from your other show that you finished going into this show. Like, how many weeks was that?
Yeah, I'd say about 20
weeks. So talk to us about your diet and your training. Like, did it change? Like, what were the training protocols? How was your diet? Was it like low calories, high carbs? Just talk to us about that.
So my first prep was for bikini.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah.
So completely different. I did a lot more cardio in that prep. And for me, it's just time, like so much time you spend on cardio.
How much did your cardio get up to on your bikini?
I'd say about 50 minutes.
50 minutes?
50 minutes to an hour.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Max.
That's pretty standard, yeah.
And then
that's
I could split those, but it's really different for each person depending on how much fat you've got.
100%.
Depending on how much fat you're going and how your progress is, it really depends.
Like guys, just because Berdina can do 50 to an hour doesn't mean you can. Some people have to do 2 hours. You know what I mean? Everyone's gonna be like, I'm gonna do an hour now because Berdina said I'm gonna do 50 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, and it wasn't 50 minutes from like day one. You know,
you
we gradually got to 50 minutes. Obviously, in
you
the
started
last,
for like 20,
starting from like
15
20 minutes, 25, 30. So it gradually just went up, just depending on how I was looking. But I think it was really important just to be to a T with your diet. Some people don't need cardio if you're really good with your diet. So it really 100%. Every person is completely different.
Sorry, what were your calories when you were on bikini to compare to wellness? Because obviously you had to build some muscle, right? So were you on like low calories when you were on bikini to compare to wellness?
Lower calories, yes.
Like what was the lowest you got to in your prep when you were in bikini? Like what was the highest and the lowest?
I'd probably say about maybe 1,600.
So that means your metabolism is quite fast.
Yeah,
I was thinking that.
Yeah, because dude, when I'm prepping, my peak week is like 1,400.
Okay,
100%.
But my lifestyle is very different. My lifestyle is very different. I am quite active with my daughter, and that's on the weekends. That's every day. I finish at the gym, but I'm still looking after her, so I'm always running around. At the time, I was, at a vet clinic, so I was also walking around.
So you're like active
lifestyle.
Like
so I actually needed the calories.
100%.
Because I kept burning throughout the day.
I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know, Nash, if you saw this, Breon Ainsley, the two-time Mr. Classic Olympia, just posted his 1,700 calorie 9 weeks out Olympia diet.
Did see that. Yeah, that's 9 weeks out. That is insane.
9 weeks out. He's having, and
imagine
this is a guy
like 2 weeks out.
This is a guy who weighs more than 200 pounds of muscle.
1,700 calories.
He's on 1,700 calories 9 weeks out of Olympia. Great Duce just did a video about it.
Yeah. What did Greg D say?
Greg was just saying that that's a champion's mindset to get to that level of condition.
Well, Sean Roden was when he won Mr. Olympia 2018, he did get to some insane levels, not with calories, but more to do with not like the total calories, but more to do with I think it was it carbs related or
I think so. I think he was having like 50 grams of carbs a day after like 9 weeks out or something, something like that. But anyway, let's get back to Berdina.
Oh my God.
And also,
this sounds so unhealthy, but I mean, it is the game.
I mean, let's be honest, Berdina, bodybuilding is far from healthy.
You got to make so many hella sacrifices for this. For these
exactly.
That is very true. With you and competing, how did you manage to what was your management around your time management around time with your daughter and like even with like hanging out, like maybe to hang out over the weekend, maybe like the whole having, I don't know if your daughter's into if she's into ice cream and all of that, or so what was that? How did you manage that on top of prep as well?
So we obviously have to do groceries, and we go through the chip section and the cookies section and the frozen section. And for me though, it's not her problem. It's my problem. And I chose to do this. Right. I chose to do this live. Like how can I have this resentment or anything towards my daughter,
Yeah, 100%.
So there were times where I was just like, you're really not going to finish that biscuit? You're really not going to finish that sundae? Like, and there are times where, kids, they just snack all day, and that was probably very hard, but I knew what I wanted. So it's like, again, it's a mind thing. I chose to do this. And it's got nothing to do with her. She can eat her snacks if she wants to. It's fine. She would be like, Mom, do you want some of my chips? And she'll bring out some snacks, and she's like, you need to eat. I'd be like, no, Amelia, it's okay. You have it. And then she would always ask questions around why I wouldn't eat and things like that. But she did understand that I was doing a show, and she has come to my other shows. So she has an idea. Not completely, but she has an idea. It was often hard to cook 2 meals, one for her, one for me. It was like another job I had to do. But again, I did choose to do this.
Yeah.
That's a great point because
Great point.
you choose to do it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? No one comes and tells you to do
No
a
one
show.
else is saying that I need to do this. I mean, I can
It's a
stop
personal
tomorrow.
choice.
I can stop tonight if I want to. I can have this. I can eat her ice cream if I want to. No one's saying I can't.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I chose to do this.
Yeah, you chose to.
It's a mindset thing. I have to just deal with it, you know.
And it's a great point that you bring up, and it actually applies to. I mean, it applies to a 4-year-old. It can apply to your spouse. It can apply to your parents.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Just because, you know, like, just because you're dieting, I mean, at the end of the day, if your spouse or your parents or anyone, if they're not dieting, that doesn't mean, you know, you should tell them what to do. You know what I mean? Like, you choose what to do. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
I think athletes and future competitors should know this. Berdina, talk to me about, again, you know, I want to know, you know, transitioning from bikini to wellness. What was the training and the calories like?
Go for it.
So obviously the transition into wellness, the show for wellness was pretty much around the corner. I didn't have enough time to completely have a bulk season or off season to build any new muscle. So I just kind of had to train to build muscle I lost in bikini, since I was doing a lot of cardio to kind of like lose muscle in a way to become bikini. Wellness, it's same bikini upper body, but more dominant in the legs, and obviously they're looking at the glutes a lot more. So I had to work very hard to build the lower body a lot more. I didn't have enough time to bulk. I had a few weeks, but then I was like, all right, I got to start cutting now. Calories for wellness were up. I actually had a decently good amount of calories and still actually had cheat meals.
So did you have cheat meals leading up to the show once a week? Did you cut them at all? 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, or nah?
No.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That was only because I had already dropped the body fat in my last show. I just had to just keep that quite low.
Just keep that, right? And plus you were already lean. I
was already lean, so I didn't have to continuously get. I mean, I did, but not so much. So I was still able to have the refeeds once a week.
So except your peak week, you were just having cheat meals all the way through, pretty much the show.
Peak week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, except your peak week. Did you guys do a peak week?
Yes, show, or but nothing changed. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Like,
yeah,
but obviously, like you know, obviously your cheat meals were cut out probably like 2 weeks out, you know, before the peak week, you know, or was it just
I actually was so hard on myself this time round that I actually was getting a bit too lean.
Oh, okay, wow.
And with wellness, they're not looking at who's the leanest. They're not looking at frustrations. It's not fair. They still want the fullness and everything like that. So I had to try not get too lean, but because I see myself every day. I'm like, I'm not lean enough. I'm not lean enough. I got to keep like working hard. I got to keep doing this. My coach was like, you're already so lean. Like we can't get you any leaner than this. So
I mean, I saw your photo where, you know, with your hamstrings. I think, you know, it was on Instagram. You were showing your hamstrings.
Yeah.
Dear me, dude, I don't have hamstrings like that when I feel.
2 weeks out, in my last show, I didn't actually see veins until peak week. I started seeing veins and wellness 2 to 3 weeks out.
Easy.
So I was getting already really dry. And with the spike of sodium in my cheat meals, which is what I needed, it like came out completely. And I was like, oh my God, like
sucked out.
I was like, yes.
That's amazing.
But my cheat meals weren't dirty cheat meals. You know, there was still
what was your cheat meals like? Explain to us.
So it was a burger. My favorite burger is American Muscle from Burger Fuel.
Nice.
Same.
Yeah, nice.
Same.
So much. Yeah. Wow.
You cannot go wrong with that. You just can't. Do you know what I mean?
It's so good.
Oh my goodness.
So I'd have American, but I wouldn't have, the sauces. It would just be basically the beef, the spike of sodium and the salt and the pickles and things like that. Still really enjoyed it though. But
nice.
It wasn't a dirty.
No. Exactly. Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool to hear. Nash, have you got any questions, or you want me to keep on asking?
Yeah. Oh well, you've asked some great questions, to be honest. Especially around that the competition side. I was going to ask. Actually, I had one at the start of the interview, just around the wellness category. If you've got any like role models or anyone that you maybe look up to.
Oh yeah.
Like a favorite competitor, even if it's not in the wellness category, like just
but you know the wellness, bro, like literally the wellness category just came like a year ago.
Like a year to the Olympia?
I guess they're still trying to figure out what wellness is, and I don't know, maybe they haven't figured it out, but I have watched the NY Pro, I've watched the Chicago Pro, I've watched basically all shows, because I still was not too, because wellness has never come in New Zealand. So I was always looking at the wellness girls. They were huge. I was Lord Jesus, I cannot be like this.
Yeah, they are massive. Literally, they are. You're so right.
There was Yarishna, who is maybe Colombian, and she's the NY Pro champ for wellness, but like, Lord jeez, I was like, oh my god, I'm probably gonna be like 40 years old if I'm gonna by the time I get to that physique.
You're still young. You're only 25. You got a huge career ahead of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I was also looking at Angela, I believe, blonde. Blonde girl. I think she's also Brazilian as well. She was the one I actually really liked.
Yeah,
because I think. Yeah, I was looking up to her a lot just because it wasn't too much. And it just looked very like healthy. I don't know. Not saying that Irishna didn't look healthy. She just has amazing genetics and she's gifted by the gods with her legs and her glutes. But Angela, she just looked very flawless, healthy, like I didn't see any veins in her shoulders as much. Like, she looked like a healthy prep, and yeah, I looked up to her quite a bit.
Nice.
Okay.
Do you want to just maybe talk about that?
Yeah, that's what I want to know as well. Like, talk about that as well. But if you can, please.
Okay, so I'll probably just give a quick rundown. So generally, I would just say you need to trust your coach. Yeah. You need to completely trust your coach. There's no point having a coach if you're going to be stubborn. You're not going to listen. You're going to do your own thing. You're going to do your own research on the internet or YouTube. You're going to look at peak weeks or things that really do with your head, right? I always recommend for girls or anyone that you need to be, I recommend being ready before peak week. People tend to always rely on peak week being the week that changes everything. Peak week, it's peak week, guys. We've got 1 week to change this whole physique into this one shredded bean. I always recommend, I always would say you want to be ready at least 2 weeks before peak week, or even a week before, just so your peak week is basically just relaxing. You're not causing any inflammation in your body. I mean, I stopped training legs completely a week and a half before. You need to be ready a few weeks before, just so you do those little tweaks of your diet, but nothing too much. Your peak week should be really relaxed. You go get a massage, you get all your things ready for the weekend. You should not be focusing on your training at all. Your training's already done. The work's already done. There's nothing you can do. People will talk about the diuretics. People will talk about other things like that. Those are not going to do anything. If anything, they may even make you look worse on the show day.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. This is great. Great advice. That's awesome.
What about the water side? Sorry, what about the water side as well? I've taken advice like that on water as well.
With water as well, there's also so many theories that you on like day one of peak week, you drink maybe 10 liters of water, distilled water, and then you do that until maybe like Wednesday you start dropping a little bit more until you get to show day and you stop having water. Everyone's really different, but I've heard those kind of theories. I've never.
Were you doing 10 liters?
I would never. I drank 4 to 5, but that was just my standard of every day.
Yeah, exactly. So literally your peak week was 4 to 5 as well.
Yep. everything was completely the same. I find that if you do like dehydrate yourself and then add on a diuretic, it's too much for your body. And it's
your body gets too flat.
Stress. It's too stress. Your body is like, what the hell is going on? And then on show day, you'll end up like watery. You'll end up flat.
100%.
Like, I find that you need water on the day to keep filling out your muscles. You need that water in you. I don't know why people drop water, but that's just my personal opinion as to not to drop water. And you don't want to have your client passing out on the stage.
Absolutely.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I think it's the old school way. A lot of people cut water out. Like with my clients, I never cut water out even on the day. Like I literally tell them to sip. You know, because obviously you need the nutrients to push through the muscle. How the heck are you going to get that with the water?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't know why people cut water. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, coaches. So that's crazy.
But each to their own. That's just my personal thing.
Great.
I guess also with first-time competitors for girls, I actually spent a lot of time with first-time competitors on the day, because I actually know what it's like. I mean, a lot of girls were really nervous because a lot of the girls have already competed before. They don't know what to expect. And, you know, being backstage, everyone kind of goes into the mindset, has a different weird mindset. I find in every show that I've had, like on Instagram, everyone's very like empowering and everyone's like, go you. Yeah, like it's your turn to shine. Rah, rah, rah. Come to the day. And it's like, like you just want to do your own thing, or like are we gonna
do you know how many people have told me about that? That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Not even kidding.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's people that get to this mindset where they need to be focused. They're gonna go on stage. They don't want other people playing with their minds or anything like that, or making them a bit like. But, you know, I actually felt really bad for quite a few new bikini girls that were stepping on stage, or even for wellness. And I actually spent a lot of my time backstage talking to those girls and making them feel comfortable and being like, you know, it's your first show. The work is done. Go out and show what you've done.
Right.
You know, and just making them feel great about themselves. But I know there's obviously competitors that have competed before, and they get into this mindset of lying down, feet up, like doing their own thing. But it's like, we kind of need to support everyone on show day and just kind of congratulate everyone that's made it this far. And that's the one thing I kind of wanted to get out. I wanted to post it on Instagram, but I kind of don't want to.
I think you should.
And it's something I kind of just 100%. Wanted to say for now, like empower other women, empower other guys. Like there's nothing that you can do. Like it's not even your choice of who gets the placings. It's the judges. You may as well just enjoy the day and enjoy the moment and have fun. That's
that
just
is great advice.
Bro, that is great.
People, that's I think
you really should put it on Instagram, 100%.
Straight up.
I just find it just very, very strange, you know, that everyone's always like hyping you up and things like that, and then it just gets to us. But everyone has different mindset. I can't blame. But,
When's your so what's next for Berdina? Now, obviously, she's a pro. So what's from here?
Okay, so off season, unless another show comes up, and I may think I'm ready for it, then I will go and do it. I did take the weekend off and enjoyed like my food and everything. I did get a little bit sick because, you know, my body's not used to so much different flavors and all this kind of jazz. So I did get sick, you know, quite a bit. So I actually went back on my diet yesterday. Not generally counting so much of the calories, but I have a rough idea of, like, you know, I've been doing prep for so long, like how much I should have of this, but have my normal meals and still, you know, if I feel like I want a chocolate, I'm going to eat a chocolate.
100%.
If I want pizza tomorrow night, I'm going to have some pizza.
Nice. 100%. Because at the end of the day, you need to understand, like, you're a human being too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did get to this. Obviously, I think this happens with all competitors. Not too sure if it happens with you. You get into the state where you eat over the weekend, and obviously you're so into being lean and always looking at yourself, having like striations and muscles popping, and then obviously after comp you tend to like hold up more water, you have water retention, you're eating a lot of salt, you know, junk food and things like that. You start to not have that stage body anymore, and you start to mentally think, I need to go back to the gym, or, you know, but you need to, it's really important to just cut out from that mindset, you know.
100%.
The package that you had on the day, that's not something that is sustainable consistent. So it's really important to learn that, you know, that was for the day. You can maintain your diet and things like that, and it's okay to like look different after stage. It's normal. That's what your body normally is looking like. But obviously people do get into the mindset, it's like, I have to look like that all the time. So I have tried to break away from that mindset over the last week, and it's been okay. Awesome. I am still a bit like, oh my god, I can't believe I see a little bit of fat there, or where's my abs going? But you know, I'm sure if you're on prep again, I'll get that again, but it's just not a sustainable thing.
Yeah.
So that's really important also for other people to know.
So that's a great point.
After the show, I think if Marjan thinks I may go to Australia or things like that and do a pro show there, then I'll be totally keen to do that. But yeah, working on building my legs and my glutes.
That's a main thing. Is Marjan gonna do your off season as well, or do you do your own off season?
So actually, Marjan's actually called me a few times this week. He's actually asked how I'm going, how I'm feeling. He's the type of coach. He's not, you're done with your show, like that's it. He's always on top of me, like, how are you doing? Like, you're doing okay with this? Like, do you need me to do your reverse diet? But he doesn't need to stress about me too much. I think I have an idea of like how I do things. I generally am really healthy anyway. So he generally doesn't have to worry about that. But he always likes to check on my mental health and to check I'm not, you know, doing too much or trying to lean out like I did on show day and things like that. He always says, you know, enjoy, you know, nice. Off season, enjoy all this kind of stuff. So he's really good like that as a coach.
Really good.
Awesome.
I would like to say though, if your coach is making you feel, because I've had a few girls talk to me about this, like they feel so fatigued and so tired, and they come to me like, I don't know what to do. So you need to talk to your coach. You need to tell them how you feel. If you feel tired, if the diet's not working, if you don't want to eat that stuff, you tell them you don't want to eat that stuff. And the coach is supposed to work around you. As long as you're still hitting your macros and things like that, that should be all good. But if you're feeling tired and you're feeling exhausted and you feel like this is the worst prep ever, consider talking to your coach about it. And if he still is not listening to what you want, you need to change your coach.
100%. That is so important when you hire a coach as well, because a lot of coaches, like they say, you know, if a client comes up to them and say, look, I don't want to do this, they push. They're like, no, you have to do it because you're going to get this different look by doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
There's no one way of getting a look. You know what I mean? There's so many ways of getting their look.
But then also when a coach gives a client like a diet that they don't even like, or it's not a lifestyle kind of thing, and sometimes the clients like feel like they often cheat more in that kind of situation, and then they don't tell their coach, and then their coach is like, why am I not seeing these results? But that's how it all goes back to communication. You need to set the guidelines of what you want to eat, what works well with you, and the coach needs to respect that. Otherwise, your client's going to go off track. You're not going to know. The coach is not going to know, and then you're both going to just it's going to be this massive mess. That's great. You know what? We need to have Berdina again in our channel.
I think
100% talk about more topics.
More topics. I think 100%. Especially even the mental health.
That's
I'd love to talk about mental health.
Yeah, because that's such
let's do that.
Big,
and also let's do let's do another Olympia review as well, closer to the show, and have Berdina and read about the Olympia physics as well coming up. You know what I mean? Because Olympia's in like what, 8 weeks?
No, it's actually it's six and a half, 7. They said 60. They've got like a countdown thing on their website. That's like 50 something days. But anyways, 2 months, whatever, 8 weeks, something like that. 7 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, coming from absolutely, especially you, Berdina, you're being a new pro now. Obviously, like now,
I'd love to just share my mindset with other people.
100%.
in a healthy way.
A lot of people need to know this, you know.
I just feel sorry for people that like have these preps and they're just struggling and they're like, it's just so taxing on them, you know. And I really just want to kind of talk a bit more about that and the mental health side of things. I guess you can ask what people want to know and I can talk about it.
You know what I'm going to do? Let's actually put like a post on Instagram, right? And we need to get and cover that topic with Berdina 100%. Go for like 5 hours. See what I mean?
There's so much to know about bodybuilding and all that kind of jazz. You know, it's a really big topic and there's so much that's involved in bodybuilding, the sacrifices, your friends and everything 100%. That goes into prep.
And I think even just getting to the point of, because right now, and this is a worldwide thing with bodybuilding, right now, the way it's viewed, it's very much like it's not, I wouldn't say, it's not a cult, cult is a very powerful, weird word. So, but it's like, it's almost like what's the word where it's like, it's almost like you're supposed to, it's like similar with Marvel and Comic-Con and stuff like that, you know, where you've got the nerd, it's not a nerd thing, but it's more like you're supposed to be interested in this particular thing to fit in and all of those things. And I think with bodybuilding right now, that's the way it's viewed from the outside world. But actually, there's more to it. There's some of the most.
There's a lot more. It even goes down to the political side of things.
Oh, that is that's
a topic for like 9-10 hours.
Hey, look, man, I ain't gonna talk about that, bro. That is one thing we have to cover. You know what I mean?
The political side.
People think there's no political side in bodybuilding. Man, if you think that, you should probably refresh your brain and think something else. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there are coaches out there, judges out there who's going to disagree. This is our opinion at the end of the day, and we're entitled to our opinion at the end of the day. There is political in every sport.
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
It's just how it is. Bro, 100% we should. But we need to have you back.
No problem.
On the channel. And we will definitely put a poll as well about it. Before we go, Berdina, would you like to thank anyone that you want, in this prep, any important people, who supported you during this prep? Obviously, there are people around you who would sometimes be like, oh, she's on diet, we shouldn't bother her because she's got this. Obviously, you're not that person, we don't know. But have you got anyone that you want to thank,
Nice.
I think, but there's lots of people. I could even say social media played a big part of support. I mean, you could be feeling really, I don't know, maybe sometimes I would feel really kind of low, not feeling myself. Maybe I looked at my physique and I was like, oh man, I don't look that good this morning. But like I'd post something on Instagram and then people would like, I kind of look for kind of compliments, or people would tell me what I want to hear, and that would make me feel a bit more better. So social media does play a big part. I know people do rely on social media for a lot of things, for ego, for how you're feeling, for fishing for compliments, make themselves feel good. I know that social media plays a big part. I didn't rely on social media so much, obviously, because I'm busy with other things, but it did play a part. Obviously, my parents, there were times where I had to actually go to the gym at the weirdest times because having a daughter, I have to drop her off to school in the morning. So I would be up hours before she would have to go to school. I'd smash my cardio and then I'd start my day. So my days were very, very long. Times where I was busy during the day, and then I said, I have to keep finishing my trainings. My parents would go and pick up Amelia and then sort her out her dinner so I didn't have to worry about it. So that was really good. My friends obviously pushing me. When I got to just little checkups, how are you going this week? You're nearly there, B. You've got this. Coach played a big role. Yeah, friends, family, and all that. And yeah, social media did play a big role. Even though I'm not friends with everyone on Instagram, you have got the people that do compliment you and do send you messages, and even the people at the gym. You look so good. How many weeks out are you? Like, keep going. You're nearly there. The gym people, the reception, everywhere I go, a lot of people were very supportive, and it was really it helps.
That's awesome, Berdina.
My posing coach, who actually dealt with me because
who's your posing coach?
Rhiannon. She's also
Rhiannon.
a bikini pro. The way I posed over the weekend, I was like, it came from her. She did a really good job. And I was really bad with my posing. I shit you not. She was like, B, you really have to just nail this. Like, I really want you to do well on stage. But I was like, Rhea, I literally can't. I have no time. And I'd try and do fit posing wherever I could. But it was mainly those 1 hour sessions on the Saturday. And she really worked hard with me, even closer to the show, even the night before the show.
That's
she was like, we'll do some posing to build up that confidence. She worked with me very closely, and I really appreciate her.
Wow, so shout out to Rhiannon.
Fitness by Laura, the tanning girl. She's a mom as well. You know, she's got 2 kids. She's killing the game. Like, I love that girl. She's my hype girl. I could hear her.
Say her name again. Say her name again. Just so
Laura. So she has Instagram's Fitness by Laura.
Nice.
She has her kids as well, and I also support her business. You know, being a mom and things like that. I understand the hustle. She's doing these like corsets, like waist trainers that helped, and I used it throughout my prep during cardio and things like that. So, and she was like amazing with help.
Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Rhiannon, Fitness by Laura, Marjon, and all your family members. Well done, guys. You guys were a team of bringing Berdina, the new and the first New Zealand's first wellness IFBB Pro that made history on Saturday.
That's awesome.
Berdina, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, we're going to have you back again to talk about other stuff as well. Nash, thank you, bro.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you, Berdina, as well.
That was awesome.
Just
yeah.
Have you got a few words to say, Berdina? I mean, sorry, Nash.
Oh, just for you. Just where can people find you on your social media?
Oh yeah, let us know as well where you can find your social media and stuff like that. You know, let us know that.
So I haven't done the whole Berdina Wellness Pro thing, but my name is Berdina Magdalena. So, I mean, you can add the link if you want to, or tag me if you like. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm not that much of a Facebook person. I mean, Messenger for family and things like that, but normally would be Instagram where you can find me.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
So good.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Nash Push Podcast with the new IFBB Pro. Bonus IFBB Pro Berdina. Don't forget to like us on Instagram. Don't forget to like us on YouTube. This interview is going to be live on Spotify. So if you don't want to watch it, you can always hear us on Spotify. Good night from New Zealand. But if you
good morning from the rest of the world.
Good morning whenever you're going to watch this. Whatever, guys. Have a good night. Take care. We are out.
See you.
See ya.